Well, apparently I'm live, which certainly beats the alternative. Do you agree? Being live beats the alternative. Hey, Josette Wetton has joined. Happy Sunday to you. Pinnacle Glass has joined. Let me just flip this thing around. Hi! All right, I'm going to readjust. Yeah, so that picture you were just looking at the beginning. Oh, Xavier, you missed it. Albanique. Tom Nightfall. Hey, Tom! You and I should really compare notes, man. If you're doing so much voice stuff, and obviously so am I, let's chitty chat. Really, it'd be good to connect. Tom and I went to high school together. We probably said all of 5 words to each other during those 5 years, 4 years, 4 years, four. Back then, we didn't do the whole middle school. You didn't miss. Well, you missed a picture. You missed a picture that I had on the screen, the opening screen. And hey, Jay Meyer, it was Rob Urel has joined. So on a Sunday, yeah, okay, it wasn't 5 years. I screwed up. Sorry. It was 4. Yeah, back then we didn't have middle school, at least not in our area. So high school was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, I'll show it again. All right, that picture's from, I don't know, 6 years ago or so. It was taken in my bathroom after swimming in my pool, and the sun was coming in just right, and it hit that angle, and that was actually a picture in the mirror. Yeah. Selfies way back when. Hey, hey, Gerald and OW Lecter. Hey, Jim. It's good to have you guys here because you know what? This is a thanks, Xavier. Viviness. You're new, right? Unless Paiva, 40-something mother of one, loved to sing, photography, and cats. And you can follow her on Instagram. So let's do it. Okay, so look, you know what? This is not an LOA scope. So if that's what you were expecting, boy, you know what? I just got to have them. I'll try and get them as straight as I can. Hey, I would really love it if you guys would share on this one. This is different. It's different. And while it is personal, I think that the general, hi Gabby, is it Gabby or Gaby? Gabby Montgomery. What do you mean? Take the truth. I am taking the truth. This is all about the truth. We just like Bob. Well, good, because that's what you're getting today, for sure. And in fact, that's the whole point. Hi, Exhale Bill. You guys been following the Periscope Summit live stuff? Because actually, it was one of the panels that I saw that sparked this in me. And I'm not going to get into too much detail because I don't want to make it sound like I'm being disparaging against anybody in particular. But let's just say that one of the panels got me going, and I was like, all right, you know what? I gotta make a statement. And it's really, this is something I've really been wanting to do. That's very nice of you, Xavier. Wanted to do for a long time, and really, depending on what comes out of my mouth here, this may be like the first thing that I have when people like join my email list or whatever. This is what they need to hear, and this is what they need to know about Bob Doyle. And again, while this is personal, I think that there's probably going to be elements of why I'm doing this that will appeal, that will spark something in you. So I've got nice buildup, huh? Okay, well, got to go. I've got some notes here, and they're in no particular order, but so I'll just say it like this. So I've always been something of a rebel in certain ways. I'm not like, I don't go out there, and I was never a rebel against society and cause all kinds of trouble thing, but just this like there's certain norms that I do not like to follow. And I'm definitely one of these people who does not like to be told what to do. I think actually I've got it triggered a little bit too much with the, hi Chris, nice to have you here. I'm just getting into it, so you're here just in time. There's just certain ways that things are done that I'm just like, I'm not doing that because it's against like who I am. And I think that one of the things that professionally is really what I'm talking about right now, at least at this stage of the conversation. So people know me because I'm in The Secret, right? And I've done other things, but the point is they know me from that. And I know for a fact that because of that, people saw me as a certain way. Hey, Jason. And they assumed that I was a certain way. And sometimes if you if you don't show up in that certain way, people don't know what to do with you. And so one of the things that I did early was, when I first started doing what I'm doing professionally in this conversation, it was all about me being just me. And with some pullback, I was really super engaged in the newness of the law of attraction and my understanding of it. And so that was what I was passionate about. I was pouring myself into it. And then is pretty much what I was putting out there into the world. But then once that kind of got established or whatever, I found myself sort of pigeonholed into, and especially after The Secret, as being Bob Doyle from The Secret. Well, here's the deal. I'm from The Secret because I was in there, and I am very passionate about the law of attraction. And yes, I've got a track record of teaching it effectively and all of those things. But that is one very small, it used to be a much bigger aspect of who I was out in the world, but now it's smaller. My passion for it is still the same. I still want to spread the message. I've got the certification program going. I'm still all in, okay? But there's certain things that as a result of doing things the way that I've been doing them online or whatever, I've kind of gotten into this personal development industry. And so I have a lot of colleagues and peers who occur in the world, many of whom were in The Secret, as a certain way, and that's how people view them. And they maintain that image out in the world in their marketing or the videos that they do or anything forward-facing. And that's their persona, their personal development persona. And I have that. I have that, hey, RID evolution. I certainly have that kind of persona, and I try to put as much of myself, my real self in there, or I've had, historically. But there's been situations, clearly, many, where I go into that persona mode, and I'm Bob Doyle from The Secret, because I feel like that's what people expect. Sometimes it's fun to do that. Other times it's not that fun to do that. And also the way that our businesses run online with all the marketing and all the email and all of that stuff. Good, I love Ukulele Bob too. Multifaceted, yeah, I know. Well, so here's the thing. It's about, I'm sure that a lot of those people who are in my industry, they're multifaceted too. There's parts of them that you don't know about, that they're human beings, real people, and all of that. And they just may have no desire whatsoever to share that part of their lives with the general public. And that's totally fine. And then there's other schools of thoughts that are like, well, I don't want to because it might hurt my brand or whatever. So I've been told by many people over the course of the years that, I should be careful about my, now do I watch you or Lynn as she just popped up? What? Oh, Lynn, yeah, well, she's at Periscope Summit. You can watch whichever one you want. This will be a replay, I'd hate to see you go. Hers is replayable too. But I'd really like to know, I can't take viewers away from Lynn. You have to follow your heart on that one. Oh, I got a little sidetracked there. My point is that if I'm not having fun doing what I'm doing, I don't want to do it because I will be ineffective at it. And so one of the things I've been really trying to do over the past, couple of years or so is just integrate all these other aspects of who I am into how I do forward facing, how people see me. And I've been sort of safe about it. And I'll say what I mean by that is that I'll put it like my most direct contact with people is through my email, right? Because they opt in to get something and then that's how they hear from me. But people don't even like email. They freaking hate it, and I don't, and quite frankly, I wish I didn't have to send it. That's why I love Periscope so much. And not only that, because Periscope, I get to be Bob Doyle. You guys see way more of who I really am than, people on my email list or people who just watch my videos or whatever on YouTube. Now, come to Facebook, follow me there, not in my professional page, but on my personal page. Follow me there, follow me on Instagram, check out my YouTube channel, and you're going to see a whole different world, right? Craziness. Before I did any of this, I was in radio. I liked the creative aspect. I liked having fun. I liked being a goof, doing voices, the whole thing. That's who I thought I was going to be professionally my whole life. And then the law of attraction stuff kicked in. And I said, oh, this is totally why I'm here right now. And I'm clearly still, I have things to say on this. I'm not leaving that conversation, but I must bring in these other pieces of this conversation. Some people are very guarded and they wonder why people share so much of their lives on Periscope or on Facebook or whatever. You know what? I've never cared about that. I'm a private person to a degree, but I don't mind sharing various aspects of myself. Thank you, Xavier. I mean, seriously, if you've never followed me, just go to Instagram. I'm Bob Doyle Uke for ukulele, Bob Doyle Uke. And just check out some of the pictures and the videos there. That'll give you a much better sense of who Bob Doyle is when he's not talking about the law of attraction. If you follow me on Facebook, you're going to see a bunch of crazy, goofy videos. You're going to see my dog, more than any other aspects of my life. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate that. And what I'm really trying to do is, it's twofold, really. I mean, number one, I'm doing it because I love it. What does Bob Doyle think about networking as a vehicle to success? Let me write that question down so I can get back to it after I finish my thought, which I've already lost, by the way. Yeah, already lost it. But yeah, so all this, yeah, I do it. I share all that crazy stuff because I clearly don't care what people think about it in terms of it harming my professional image. Now, even Lynn will tell me sometimes, she'll be like, oh, what are you doing? Putting that out there. And I really am just very clear that if people suddenly don't want to learn from me, law of attraction or whatever, because I'm a goofball, okay, go find someone else. It's totally okay. I want to be a living example of what creative self-expression is about. That's what I've always wanted to be. I did I don't know if any of you have done the Landmark Forum. I did it back in 1985, and I did all the Landmark stuff. Well, not all of it, but I did the curriculum for living through the advanced course and some other stuff. And what I really, really got was that who I am is something along the lines of, creative self-expression. And that's what I've always searched for in my careers. And I was able to do that with the law of attraction stuff because it was fun. It was computers. It was graphics. I was doing web pages. I was doing voice stuff, so I got to combine all of my yays. But, after 10 years or so, it's like, okay, I'm being pulled to something else. I picked up the ukulele, right? And I want to express myself through that. I want people to get a ukulele. I really, truly believe it's a transformative instrument. It can change your life. Maybe not yours, but yours. Hold on, I gotta have some coffee here. Puppies, right? I'm a huge crusader for dogs. I love dogs. A few years ago, I had this idea. I wanted to start this whole thing about saving 5,000 dogs. And I couldn't ever get it going because of lots of things, People like you have helped me be myself, something I've struggled with for a long time. Jason, you know what? And I had models. I had role models in my life of people who were just expressing themselves. There's a band called Cowboy Mouth. Anybody know Cowboy Mouth? Melanie, finally, you're a little late. This is for you, as they all are. For those of you who don't know, I totally designed my topics for Scopes based on what I think Melanie Bundock would like to hear. Yeah, I speak, but I don't go seek it. And honestly, because now Lynn is a speaker and she seeks it, and I watch what she has to do. And she's kind of changing some of this stuff, but to be a speaker and market yourself as a speaker, that's a whole different mentality than I have or will ever have. I thought I wanted to do that when I first started going out, but then I realized this is not Bob Doyle. I love to be on stage and talk about whatever, but it's spontaneous and it's just the crafting that I see people do on this speaking stuff. It's wow, I just wouldn't do it. Withholding yourself is old-fashioned. The kids are all about authenticity. Yeah, there are many crazy people on Periscope than you will ever. Oh yeah, I know. There's a lot of Dexter Yeager. I don't know who that is, but you know what? You say that, Xavier, but you don't really know. You haven't really seen it. The craziest I get on here probably is when I do stuff with Lynn. When we do our fun with Bob and Lynn, which we haven't done in a while. Of course, I haven't seen her almost all month. She's been traveling. I've been traveling. So what do we need to know about you? Well, in essence, Melanie, it was just about that I really want to be a stand for putting myself out there. And I don't even want to say the thing about authenticity because I'm not trying to prove that I'm being authentic. I want that very clear. My goal in this conversation is to not say, hey, look, trust Bob Doyle, he's authentic. That's not what I'm trying to say, because that's your call, and you can decide that if you want to. No one should have to tell you they're being authentic. Okay? But I guess I am telling you that, but it's not for that reason. Because I really have no attachment to what people think of me. And I think that there's a lot of people who, are like business people or strategists who would look at what I do and go, you are just throwing money away by doing that. And that's fine, because if I have to be something that I'm not to make money, I'm not interested. Not only that, I have found that when I do things that other people do, that have them make money, that successfully generates revenue for them, if I'm not into it, it doesn't work. It falls flat. And I've wasted a lot of time and probably created ill will with, my email list or whatever. I got to be me. And I'm telling you, I've been saying this to myself for several years, and I'm still struggling with getting that into the email piece. Because look, again, it's just as much as I don't like sending email to people because they don't like getting it, I'm sure there's a different way I could be doing it that would be fun and engaging. But I've gotten kind of locked into this old school way of doing it. And what I almost feel like I should do is just scrap the whole thing, start the email sequence with the recording of this, so they know this is who you're dealing with. You haven't subscribed just to law of attraction information. You've subscribed to Bob Doyle and all of his whack, because that's what he wants to do. And you'll get a law of attraction education in here, but you're also going to be pointed to ukulele videos, and you're going to see my puppy, and you're going to see me play with a bunch of apps. And that's just how it is to work with Bob. That's what I would like. That's the goal. Haven't quite done that yet, but I sure have been talking about it a lot. That's kind of a big move, but seriously, I would love, what I'd really, ideally, wouldn't it be awesome if my tribe was just a bunch of other crazy people who really wanted to create their lives by design, who were just wildly creative, who loved all this crazy stuff, shared it. We had a Facebook group of not just me putting out law of attraction stuff and all that, but it's just like, this is where we all hang out. Yeah, we talk about law of attraction when we share successes and failures, but we also share this crazy Instagram picture we posted, or this app that makes us look like an elephant, or whatever it is, just playing through life. Because I know that I stopped playing somewhere along the line. And now it feels like, I don't know, is this because I turned 50? Am I having a crisis? Is that what this is? Doesn't feel like a crisis. It feels like a resolve. Like, you know what? From now on, I'm not. If I don't love it, I'm not doing it. And that I can tell you that does dub. Are you talking about like dub smash? Yeah, my life is shifting. My life has been through this shift for about 5 or 6 years, but it feels like adulting. Yeah, I just can't adult today. There's some picture. Please don't make me adult today. And I really am trying to find the balance, because a lot of me has been too kid-like for a long time, and now I'm trying to balance that out and say, okay, well, I want to take on a few things a little bit more maturely and responsibly than I have, but this sense of play has to come out exponentially more than even that. So, what I'm really, it feels risky. It feels kind of risky, but at this point in my career, I'm like, you know what? I just gotta try it. I just gotta put it out there, because I have to, because that's the kind of example I want to be. By the way, let's see. I did write a few things down because I wanted to. Oh, okay. So here's the thing. Here's what sparked this. Are you listening? I'm not going to be specific, but let me just put it this way. There are some motivational people that I see, like self-proclaimed motivational types, where I'm dropping like flies. What's going on here? What happened? We need more people. What happened? Trying to change people's lives here. Yeah, be like Peter Pan. Somebody told you, wait, to settle, or were they observing that you settled? Anyway, the motivational people who get up on stage and they just are over energetic. They're observing. Well, so you just proved them wrong. And they use all the catchphrases and all the cutesy stuff just to get the audience riled up for that temporary woo, 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 woo. And I'm telling you, that stuff has just always just turned my stomach. I'm like, because that's manipulation in my mind. That's not real motivation. There's it's just coming from a place of trying to move people into a state. And I know that that's what motivation is about, but I really think that, when I've been motivated or inspired, that came from within. It's not because somebody was motivating at me, right? I remember the first time I went to a Tony Robbins thing, and this is, Tony's great, but his event's not my style. The first time I went to a Tony Robbins event, and we're all like in suits or whatever, and I'm standing next to some guy I didn't know, and there's the whole jump up and down and all this, and holy crap, I was just like, get me out of here. I need to be eased into that, right? If I'm ever going to get there. We all have different temperaments. But I would make myself wrong for not being one of those people who got caught up in that stuff for a while. It's like, I don't even want to, no, I don't, because I don't do that. But now I'm just like, no, I just own that. And I unapologetically don't play the games I don't want to play. So anyway, I don't mean to be a Grinch about things. It's just like, nah, that's just, yeah, the standard phrases that you hear all the time, and, oy, get some originality, that's all. And I'm not saying that these people aren't truly motivating individuals with amazing stories and the ability to help people. I'm not saying that. They probably are. But they don't connect to me. And when I was seeing some of that, I was like, I just really need people to know that's not who I am. So please don't expect it. Now, that's not to say that when I get on a stage somewhere, I do get into it. I mean, I will, once the flow starts and I get excited, but it's never like that. It's never yelling, and I'm not using catchphrases or cliches. I'm doing whatever flows through me. I really hardly ever plan that. My most enjoyable talks, I have no clue what I'm going to say. They're also the scariest when I get started. But that first 5 or 10 minutes, I'm sweating like crazy, waiting for okay, come on, let's get into alignment. Let's get this flow. Where's the message? And then it clicks, and then we go. We're off to the races. And I haven't done that in a while. Hey, by the way, this is just a complete random aside. I was watching Periscope Summit live yesterday, and the people from catch.me, the place that can automatically save your Periscope broadcast, has introduced something called collections. I don't know if you know that or not, but now if you've got archives of Periscope recordings you've done, you can break them up into collections. So, for example, I've done Periscopes on all different sorts of things, law of attraction, obviously, ukulele, the stuff with Lynn, just random stuff. And now I can sort them out into collections so that if you're interested in just seeing the law of attraction scopes, do you know there's 42 of them? 42. I had no idea there were that many. I should go for 100. 42 law of attraction scopes. Anyway, if you go to catch.me/Bob Doyle Secret, you'll see all the categories, and you can catch up on all of your scopes, all of your law of attraction scopes. Wow. Hey, the search. Hey, from England. What's it like over there right now? Rainy, cold? Wouldn't it be weird if it was like, no, high and sunny and 82? Okay, so, yeah, and all right. Here's what I want to, Melanie knows the search. All right, well, so I need to find the search. There we go. I need to find out a little bit more about the search. We're all going to find out about the search. And here's what the search has to say. Can you find what you're searching for? Yes, you can, because it's in you, the best of you. Follow for inspiring and interesting scope invitations. Twitter @thesearch333. I have now followed the search. I have followed the search. Will you follow the search? Okay. Hi, Janie. It's nice to meet you. Janie, I would love to say that I would remember your name next time you are. Would you guys follow? If you're not following, will you follow? I've really got to do something about my followership. I don't know what to do. Oh, by the way, I gotta mention this too. I mentioned it on my last one, and sometime this week, on some random scope, I'm going to give everybody on. Hi, Angel Heart. You're following Secret. Awesome. And I really mean that. I don't mean that as a throwaway. If you're really taking your life on like that, and you're getting clear on your intention and your vision, that is truly awesome. It's more than most people do. So I just want to make sure that you knew that I wasn't just going, hey, awesome. Now back to what I was saying, which I've forgotten anyway, because I said awesome. Watch Jennifer L. Myers on Periscope. She beats to her own drum with LOA. Oh, really? Okay, awesome. What's her, I guess I can search, but if you know her at whatever, I'll take care of that right away. But anyway, you have a style too that may or may not appeal to everyone. Right. I don't want to appeal to everyone. I tried that. I did. I tried that. I'm very good at being generic. You know, I'm very good at just coming on and saying, "Hi, I'm Bob Doyle. You know, one of the featured teachers from the film and book The Secret. And if you've got a vision in your life, blah, 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 blah." I'm not trying to disrespect what I do. I love that aspect of my life, and I'm happy that, I'm really happy. I'm blessed. I'm very grateful that, it's very nice of you to say, Jeannie, that opportunity happened, and, you know, my life is the way it is because of that. And I've got more to do out there. So, I don't know, do you follow me on, you never see me be generic? Yeah, I don't do that here. Can you imagine? Ugh, the whole idea of coming onto Periscope and being like that. I guess some people do it, maybe. I don't know. But there's just no way I could come on and do like most of my videos. I've had to do a couple of videos this week. One for the certification program, which, check it out, guys. If you're into the law of attraction, would like to work with me closely. This is the sponsorship portion of this blab. boundlessliving.com/replay. That will take you to the whole certification thing if you're interested in that. But the video on that page, I was working on this, and that's kind of close to just generic, you know. That's generic, and I did one yesterday. My Wealth Beyond Reason program is about to be distributed by a whole new company. That's very exciting for me because that means that I won't have to send so much email about buying stuff because somebody else will be doing it, and I can just do what I do. It is like chatting with your friends. I love it too, Melanie. I mean, and I want to do it more, and I want to be more real about it. I mean, I kind of lock myself in a little bit to the LOA scopes, and I just got caught up into this. But if I do a ukulele scope, what'll people think? And for the most part, people like the ukulele thing, even though I haven't done it in a while. But I want to do more of that and more of the crazy stuff, and Blab too. See, here's the thing about Blab. Blab gives me a whole new array of creative choices because of the technology. You know, multiple screens and using webcam emulators to do special things, and you know, just because of the fact that it goes through the computer, instead of my phone, there's a lot I can do. So I'm going to be all over Blab because I've decided I have an idea for something. Yeah, Melanie, I swear to God, I was gonna write you yesterday and say, let's blab again. Let's just get on and just talk. You know, we can have a sort of topic, but it doesn't have to be all about that. We could talk about whatever you want. I would love to do that. So, and that goes for any of you. I love to do these things. So if you have a Blab channel or whatever like that, and you'd like to just hang out together, and we can talk law of attraction, we can talk about being a goofball, we can talk about whatever you want. I'm real open to doing that kind of stuff. But anyway, with the Blab thing, there's all kinds of stuff I've been wanting to do that again has nothing to do with law of attraction. I love, as people who follow me on Facebook and so on know, that I love apps like video apps, game apps, photography apps. No matter what, you have fun. Be you. We love you because you're real. Thank you. Thank you, Jay Myers. But I can't. Hold on. Jennifer. Oh, wait. No, wait. Is that who I was just told to follow for beating to your own drum on the law of attraction? Is that who I was just told? That's what it seems like. I can't go back. Is it? Someone say yes or no. Yes. You are followed. And if you have any replays up, do you have a Catch Me channel? Are you saving to catch? Because I can catch up on my Jennifer Myers. Yeah, when my face morphed. I know. I don't want to spoil that. That's still my secret weapon app. I know. But I want to do app reviews. I want to do app reviews on Blab and take questions and the whole thing. Because with Blab, I can display the app on one of the screens or on my screen or whatever, and you can see it and I can walk through it. I mean, I've always wanted to do that, and Blab would afford me to do that. I can't do that with Periscope. So Periscope is perfect for this type of thing when I just want to talk out loud for about 30 minutes. If you use Chatterbox, you can scroll back through the comments, I think. I've heard about Chatterbox, but isn't that on the computer? I mean, it's not here. I can't do it here, right? Anyway, Yeah, so I have an upcoming Blab series. Now, I'm saying this now, I'm committing to this, doing it on a regular basis. And if you start watching from the beginning, I guarantee you, number one, that the name of it's going to change, and the way I do it will probably evolve. But I am, this particular idea is an offshoot of something I've been toying around with for, and doing in various capacities, but not on video, for years. Um, and it clicked the other day when I was playing with something. I thought, oh my God, I can do this on Blab. I can do this on Blab. And people are not going to know what to do with me after this. And that's what I liked about it. It's like this idea is so not anything. Like, I will not, like, when you start, if you start watching this, if it's okay. So let me tell you what the starting title will be, and I almost guarantee you it's going to change. But it's called Awkward Interviews with Weirdos. That's the beginning. That's the starting title. So if you start watching from the beginning, you'll say, you know what? When it's episode 160, you'll say, you know what? I saw that when it was called Awkward Interviews with Weirdos. And they're going to be like, it wasn't called that. And you'll say, no, seriously, I got it. It's on catch.me. Check it out. Awkward Interviews. Well, it's not on Catch because it's Blab. So I'll have it somewhere else. Awkward Interviews with Weirdos. And this is going to be so much fun for me that you can't even imagine. You can't even imagine. And it might be a little rough around the edges when we start because there's some technical issues to it because all the guests I'm talking to will be via satellite. All of them. I almost thought about calling it via satellite, which I might one day. No, that's not why I was asking you to do a Blab, Melanie. That would be funny, though, if one time on this show you showed up as a guest. But yeah, that would be funny. All right, so yeah, so watch for that. So to do that, if you're not on Blab, you go to blab.im/BobDoyleSecret and subscribe or follow, or I don't know what you do over there. I think you follow, right? And then you'll be notified. I may do one, my first inaugural one, I may do as early as today. Maybe. I want to see if I can create a quick show opener for it, maybe a little video or at least a splash screen. I want to do it like a show. That's what I love about Blab. I hear these people dissing Blab, and there is a lot of stuff on Blab that's like, really? Why are you doing this? But whatever, they got their reasons. People will watch Awkward Interviews with Weirdos and go, why? Why are you doing this? Why aren't you, tell me, attract a specific person. How do I do that? Yeah. Okay, Melanie, about to go eat ice cream and going to watch Night at the Museum with the kids. That sounds lovely. It really does. We're all weirdos. Yes, I hope so. I hope everyone on here is a wonderful weirdo with beautiful, wonderful, creative imaginations, but I hope more than anything else that you're sharing that. You're putting it out there unapologetically. The net result of this is that I'm not interested in pleasing everybody. I'm really interested in finding the group of people who just get who I am and how I do things. Because my guess is that when those people show up, I'm going to get and understand why they do things, and life is just going to be so much more fun. You know, I'd rather have 100 people on an email list that we all love each other and are supporting each other than 150,000 people on an email list who are going, delete, too much, spam, get out of here. Right? I'd rather have that 100. Because we're going to get a lot more done together than that 150 who are costing me money because I'm paying to be able to send them email they don't want. You guys get the sense that I'm tired of sending email? You know, the thing is, I think I could change that. I think I could reframe that. It's about really finding the people who really want to get the email. And that's why I'm saying, you know, putting something like this. This is probably way too long for an introductory video for people who subscribe to my email list. But some sort of say, you know, when they subscribe, go, hi, look, before we take this relationship any further, there's a few things you ought to know about me. And then tell them what to expect from me, right? And then say, and if that's not going to work for you, there's an unsubscribe link right here. There's plenty of other people who will wear a suit and tie for you and tell you exactly what you want to hear. But that ain't how I roll. God, I love the thought of doing that. I should totally do it, right? I mean, seriously. I should totally do it because why wouldn't I do it? Not doing that. Seems like you've always been yourself here with us, so you're kind of preaching to the choir. I suppose so. You're right. Everyone on Periscope's always seen me from the beginning. I think one of my first Periscopes, if not my second, it could have been my second, was called Will He Poop? It was about my dog, following my dog around, seeing if taking him out for a walk, seeing if he'd poop. That was the best I could come up with for my second scope. But people still do it, right? Why haven't I seen you on here before? I don't know. Well, you've been too busy following Melanie, I guess. I don't know. Because you guys know each other. Maybe I just don't pop on to Melanie stuff enough, right? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, will he poop? And he didn't. So it was totally anticlimactic anyway. But I know, when we all start with Scope, we're like, what do we Scope about? But one of the things that I really got from watching the Periscope Summit Live stuff was really just the importance of just scoping. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Just turning it on and going. But I still get anxious. Seriously, before I started this scope, I was sitting here staring at my phone for 10 minutes. Do I do this? Am I going to do this? What's the point of doing this? Why am I doing this? I knew why I was doing it because I wanted to get it out. Let's see if there's anything I wrote down here that I wanted to just kind of get out so I don't hit goodbye and then go, oh no. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm just, if there's anything I just want to impart to anyone, it's just, hi, Dynamic Simone. Let's learn about Dynamic Simone, shall we? Let's take a moment. Queen of the Law of Attraction. The Queen of the Law of Attraction? Well, if she's the queen, we need to follow her. Glasses are awesome. Yeah, these are my thin optics. And they fit in a little case right here on the back of my phone case. It's just stuck on there, and now I always have them. They will also fit in your wallet, in a credit card slot or whatever, but they're always right there, and they just clip right on. I love them because I would lose my readers constantly. I just went out and bought 15 pairs of readers. Yeah, at, like Walgreens or something, 3 for $15, and put them in every room in the house. So I would, always have them. And I still somehow managed to walk out of the room with them and then set them down somewhere and they're not there. These, always with me. Always. If you want to get some, you can go to bobdoylelikesthis.com/glasses. bobdoylelikesthis.com/glasses. You could also just go to thinoptics.com. But apparently something happened. When you buy these glasses, they've got some sort of referral program. You don't get money or anything. I think you get like credit towards, I don't know. Did you know that these things are guaranteed for life? If you break them, they'll replace them. $5 shipping or something. I mean, I bought a pair that was kind of a knockoff on these in Punta Cana, but this little piece right here was way too fragile and it broke both times. These are the real deal. These are the real deal. And I love them, absolutely love them. And they have different strengths and that whole thing. So yeah, big crusader for the thin optics. Changed my life. Let me read comments on Periscope. Just like that. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think I feel purged a little. I guess what? Thank you very much. It's a lot of practice. Most of the time they're too tilty. They're a little tilted right now. But anyway, yeah, so let's all be weird and happy, like Gabby says. Who's the most inspiring person I met? Okay, I did start to tell this story. I've met a ton of inspiring people, obviously, and especially since I got into this industry. But I will tell you who really motivated me the most in my life to never give up on doing what I loved and not compromising that. So I asked you before if you've ever heard of a band called Cowboy Mouth. Anybody heard of Cowboy Mouth? They had a big hit on the radio several years ago called Jenny Says. Fred LeBlanc. Anyone? No? No Cowboy Mouth. All right, well, okay. Anyway, you can look them up. You've heard of Cowboy Mouth. Awesome. Look, Fred is an amazing musician, an incredible singer, songwriter. I've known him since I was in college, and then I didn't see him for years. But anyway, the thing about Fred is that he was a drummer in a band, and he's a drummer in Cowboy Mouth. But for him, he's also the lead singer. So he'll like move his drums up to the front of the stage. Anyway, this guy is the most authentic, don't compromise, do what you love, messenger I've ever met. And he is so, like, I would go to watch their shows and I would be like moved. And this is in the middle of a rock and roll show, right? We're rock and roll, rockabilly. I don't know how to describe his music exactly. It's very unique. And he's not, look, I mean, he can be crass and direct, and it's not like he's a motivational speaker in the traditional sense, but he is truly one of the most inspiring motivational people I've ever met. And you go to a show, you cannot leave without feeling completely inspired to go out in the world and be who you are and do what you love. And I watched him for years with this message when I was not happy, when I was in radio and not feeling fulfilled at all and feeling like lost, and none of my entrepreneurial efforts were working or anything like that. And so I was always so moved and like, that's what I want, but how? So then when I finally found that for myself, when I started the teaching law of attraction and was really like firing on all cylinders and doing everything I loved, I was like, wow, this is as good as it looked, And so I just want it for everybody. So it's a huge part of my message to follow your passion and create, a business around what you love to do so that you can truly earn revenue doing, something that is naturally an extension of who you are. I mean, I think we are all here with our unique talents and abilities, and so few of us are actually out there making a living doing those things. We've compromised and we're doing something that, I don't know, was more Fred LeBlanc, not Frank. So you're living it and loving it too. That's awesome. And it's rare, Angela, isn't it? I mean, and people do envy it, and as well they should, because it's what we're here to do. We are here to live our joy and to express ourselves and all of that. Not to please everybody, because we won't. And so my commitment for 2016, among so many others, this is definitely the year of my intentions, not resolutions, as you can go back to one of the LOA scopes and hear all about. But I'm taking on a lot this year for myself personally, all to get to a state of greater joy, a greater sense of purpose, loving what I do, welcoming in even more abundance, and all of those things. As a result, Big Blonde Hunk has joined. Well, make way. Let's find out about Big Blonde Hunk. He's big, he's 6'6", tall, 285-pound blonde, and he's a natural bodybuilder, which means he does not use steroids of any kind. So I applaud that. Beach Boys do that for you. Awesome. Yeah, well, it's good if you have that in your life, if you have something that can bring you that level of inspiration, immerse yourself in it. Because if you're not living your joy, or if you were and you're drifting, because what happened with me is I was living my joy, and then I started to realize, wow, there's a lot of who I am that I'm not sharing out there. And then I would do it sort of covertly, like I'd post stuff on YouTube, but I wouldn't tell anybody. I'd post it on Facebook. But like on Facebook, for example, if I try to post anything on my personal timeline, which is actually Bob Doyle, Facebook.com/boundlessliving, because when I created my Facebook account forever ago, there weren't business pages or fan pages or any of that stuff, and it was my company. I didn't know the first thing about Facebook. I mean, and that's evidenced by the fact that everybody who sent me a friend request after The Secret, I said, sure. Will there be another documentary or film based on The Secret? I have no idea, unless somebody makes one about The Secret. That would be, God, who knows? Whatever. And I'm not talking about, because I mean, whatever. You know what? Sorry. I'm not even going to go down that road. Well, I got derailed again. Wow, it just doesn't take much, does it? What I need is I need another monitor over here that's like showing like a delay by 15 seconds with closed caption of what I'm saying, so I can look back and say, okay, that's what I said 10 seconds ago. No, don't worry about it. It's not you. It's anything. I'm just easily distracted. All right. So watch for the new Blab series called Awkward Interviews with Weirdos. I'm going to keep doing it even if nobody shows up. Because for me, it's like, it's just practice for something I want to I want to do. And as far as the ukulele, I have to tell you that Big Blonde Hunk, that was Mark. It's a Blab show that I'm going to start doing. Awkward interviews with weirdos. And it's all a part of doing something that has nothing to do with law of attraction or anything that people are known for. Who's your first guest? Well, I can't tell you that. You have to show up. You have to show up. And there's several guests per show. And I don't know how long the shows are going to go. And they could have varying lengths. Because well, I said I might start it as soon as today, but I want to create an opener or at least a splash screen for it first. And totally experimental at first, so don't expect it to be polished. And in fact, that's kind of the beauty. Cody. No, Cody's not one of my guests, but I'm sure he'll be back in my lap for a lot of the interviews. Yeah, you got to get Blab. Look, Blab has really caught on a lot, and there's a lot of people doing it. And so when you look at some of the things that people are broadcasting about, you go, why would I be interested in that? And some of them are clearly just broadcasting for a few of their friends. Last night I was on there, and I'm serious. This is what I saw. People, if I lay back, I'm going to crush the dog. Guys in the dark playing a video game like this, just not even talking to each other. And then there's comments going, but these guys are just, what is it? Who's watching this? I know watching video games is a big thing, but you don't even see the games. You just see them. Do they have Blab for Android? Does anybody know that? I don't know. But Blab is primarily, I think primarily, anyway, it's on your computer. Yes, they have an app for the iOS, and that's cool. It's just it's not as easy, I think, to work with. You can't do all the things that I can do. Like I couldn't do this show on my phone. I have to do it on my computer because everything's via satellite. All my interviews are via satellite. Interested? Okay. All right. Well, via satellite. I swear, I think that may be the name of the show one day. Via satellite. And you'll see why eventually. And again, you know what? If you show up, well, no, but you can go on, Angela, you can just watch and participate on your computer, on your Mac or PC. You just go to blab.im/BobDoyleSecret or whatever, and do it that way. I don't know if Blab has an Android app, but set time for my new show. There's not right now. It's going to be like when I have the time and when I feel inspired, and of course when I can coordinate with my weirdos. So for now, like I said, so experimental. And again, some of you who watched the first few are going to be like, like that. And I get it. It's going to be one of those things that either people get it and like it, or they're not going to get it at all, and maybe it'll grow on them. Or maybe I just continue to waste my own time and amuse and entertain myself. That's right, or they don't. It's okay. I'm doing it mostly for me right now, with the hopes that there will be people who get it. Because it can be, at first, it's going to be highly me and my guests, and hopefully taking, the really fun part is when the guest will take questions from the Blab viewers. That right there is the part that I am excited about the most. I think that offers the optimum entertainment experience. And then, of course, the other fun part of this will be getting suggestions from the viewers as to who my next weirdo should be. I can't tell you any more than that. But I promise you, I hope it's unique. Okay? All right, it could be dangerous. It could be artsy chick. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome all the way from social media, Artsy Chick. And she's an artist, and she's looking to connect with other artists who would like to learn how to market their art using social media. Artists out there, who wouldn't like to learn to market their art through social media, right? So if you're an artist, what do you got to lose? Let's follow Artsy Chick and see what she has to say about marketing your art on social media. Are you following her? Is anyone following her? Artsy Chick, put your name up again. Say hello or something. And then they'll follow you, and then they'll learn all about how to market their art Are you watching the Periscope Summit, RT Chick? Did you see the panel on artists? Did you go away already? Okay. All right, so I think what I'm going to do now is, awesome, you're welcome, RT Chick. Every now and then I just get, I just say, I just go on a crusade for somebody who just joined me. And you're joining me right as I'm ending this. And I always tell people at the end, you can go back and watch the replay. Who watches the replay? Right? I mean, when you come in here at the end, what's your incentive for watching the replay? Unless the title really inspires you. It's like, whatever, I missed it, I'll go on. But your loss, I guess. Am I right, everybody? Am I right? I just want to ask one more question before I leave. Can somebody, you actually do? Good. Well, then I hope. But see, you're probably a living example of what I'm talking about anyway, artsy chick. See, artists, well, I shouldn't say that. There's plenty of artists who hold back, See, Scratch, I watched you last night recap your Summit Live experience. Yes, I did. I watched you talk about how you may have certain expectations going in, which I was like curious. I wonder what she was expecting. And then what you got. But anyway, I saw you, so that was pretty cool, hon. It looks like you had a good time. I was watching enviously from afar. Like sometimes I would see Lynn in the picture, like talking to people. I'm going, I wish I was there. But I've gotten so much done this week. The videos that I was talking about, just all sorts of stuff. So it's been really good. Plus, great. You can catch sometimes on replays. Good. Well, you can catch up on lots of stuff. I got a lot of stuff. 42 LOA scopes. I had no idea. Katie Mom today has joined again. And Katie, Texas. Wait a minute. Okay, so wait a minute. Dawn, do you know that your profile pic on my phone is Joe Simon? I'm looking at Dawn Davis, Katie Mom today, 947 hearts, but Joe Simon is your picture. And that's what I thought when you popped on. Is that on purpose? Or is just some weird glitch in my phone? Oh, yes, what? Is it on purpose? Lots of people haven't heard of the secret, artsy chick. I promise you. It's, like for example, people ask me, I've never been recognized. So you do. You have Joe Simon's picture on purpose. I don't know why, but that's awesome. Is it Joe Simon Day or something? Joe Simon profile pic. That's something I could see Joe doing. Get all his followers. You guys, listen, this is what I want you to do. Will you do this? Hello, guys? So here's, just for tomorrow, what I want you to do. He did? Oh my God. Joe, unbelievable. That's freaking awesome. He asked you to change his picture. I told Joe, I sent him a message the other day. I said, we should have no respect for ourselves if he and I don't get together and do a scope, like while Lynn's out of town, everybody's at the Periscope Summit. And he kind of blew me off. I haven't seen Joe in a while, but he's been to our place a couple of times, and done the whole piano thing. We love Joe. We're big fans. We reached out to Joe his very first night on Periscope. We happened to catch him, and Lynn and I were just like, oh my God, this guy is just waiting to happen. And so we encouraged him a lot. So basically, I think he's where he is today because of me and Lynn. That's what I'm saying. He owes us big time. And then what? He blows me off. All right, yeah, no, we love Joe. He is hilarious, and everyone should be following him. But if you are easily offended, maybe not. You were gonna ask us something before you go. Yeah. Why do people continuously say, "Have a nice flight"? Or sorry, "Have a safe flight"? Have a safe flight. Have a safe flight. There's only one person you should be telling that to, and that's the pilot. I'm getting on a plane. I'm sitting, in a seat. How am I going to make it's just the most, have a safe flight. Oh, well, I was going to run up and down and rock back and forth but I guess since you said that, I won't. have a safe flight. You know, I always say, I'll do my part. That's my quick little, I'll do my part, whatever the hell that means. But really, I think it's the pilot you should be telling. It just doesn't make any, like sometimes when people say that, I just want to stop and look at them. What did you just say? What? Have a safe flight. Okay, I will. That's it. All right. It's been a long time. What time is it? I don't even know what time I started, so it's irrelevant. Have a safe flight. Okay. Thoughts or things. Affirming good. But then that puts the thought into my head. You mean, what other kind of flight would I have? An unsafe one? Is that a possibility? Have a safe flight. I don't need to be reminded that sometimes flights aren't safe. It was great to meet you too. Thanks for being here, and I hope that you will pop in whenever my scopes are very similar to this most of the time, except a lot of times if it says LOA scope in the title, I've got a point, some sort of law of attraction point, but I'm still pretty much like this. It's always a possibility. Anyway, I think I would just prefer that people say, text me when you land. That implies a safe flight, and I don't have to think about safety at all. Okay. Well, it was great to be spent with time here. Periscope. Jason. All right, you guys. Thanks for joining me on a Sunday. And I hope that you all have a very, very wonderful whatever. Whether it's morning or evening or afternoon or maybe you're just dreaming this. Wouldn't that be weird if you woke up and this never happened and this was just a dream? I dreamed Bob Doyle from The Secret came on and was talking about how he doesn't like to send email and stuff. I don't really know what the point was. Dreams, crazy dreams. I got to stop eating that stuff before I go to bed. Yes, voiceover too. I'll be doing that. Definitely. BobDoyleVoice.com for those of you who would love to start generating revenue on Fiverr doing voiceover, even if you don't have any experience. You know, I had 31 people say they were interested in that course. Yeah, I dreamt about Bob Doyle and ukuleles. It's real, isn't it? It seems so real right now. No, I haven't forgotten your name. It starts with a J. And it is... No, it's not. Yes, you told me. Janie? Crap! I told you. I'm terrible at this. I should have written it down. It starts with a J. Is that okay? That's a start. That's better than I do with a lot of people. I don't know what's happening in my brain. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying again. All right, yeah, so I'm going to be doing the voiceover stuff. Bob Doyle. Yeah, so 31 people said they wanted to do the course when I released it, and I released it, and no one stepped up. I'm like, what? I created this course. I spent time on it, and I'm trying to help these people because there's a lot of money to be made. Maybe they got there and they said, oh, wait, he wants to charge money for it? Yeah, because it took me a lot of time. Oh, Juliet, give you time. Okay, well, I want to start it in March. So, and there's stuff to do before that. I mean, so when you sign up, then you've got some assignments that the more time you have on those before we actually start, well, Artie Chick, to be honest, I've got an outline because as I go along, I didn't write every word because I've done enough of these things. I've been doing this for a long time, not voiceover stuff, but definitely know that it's always going to evolve and I need to adapt to the needs of the people in the course. So I could have an outline and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do this week 1, week 2, week 3. But if that's not how it's turning out, make it up as I go along. I have a promise, and that is at the end of the thing, people are going to know how to get themselves set up on Fiverr and get ready to make some money doing voice work and getting better at it. Isn't enough that love isn't enough to pay your way in the world, isn't it though? It's what we do with that love. How do we channel that love? How do we take the love that is us and in us and put it out into the world in such a way that we give such great value that we are compensated for it? And for well, don't forget, Juliet, that if you I don't know where you are in the world, but if you do PayPal, then you can do. If you qualify, you can get 6 months same as cash. And that way you do the course for 6 whole months, or you do the course and then work it for 6 months, and hopefully by then you will have made back the money for the course, you see, and then you can pay it off and You never felt a thing. That's the beauty. Okay, enough already. I'm going to go because, you know what? Honestly, I've had 2 cups of coffee and, well, you know what I'm saying? All right. Love you all so very, very much. Blab.im/Bob Doyle's Secret. Be watching for awkward interviews with weirdos. JVZoo.com. I love JVZoo. I've spent so much money at JVZoo, it is ridiculous. But why are you bringing up JVZoo? I missed that. I missed that part. Oh, you think I should put, oh, you mean put the voiceover thing on JVZoo? Well, I don't know. I had not thought about that. That's an interesting idea. And even ClickBank, because I do have ClickBank. But you know, it's not like it's I don't know, with JVZoo, there's generally a piece of software or something that you download, and this wouldn't be that. It would be like they just gain access to basically a membership site or whatever. Can you do that on JVZoo? Because that is an interesting idea. Although I always associate JVZoo with like internet marketing type tools and not so much, you know, something like, they sell courses too. Do people buy them? Really? JVZoo is a place where programmers and creators of content can basically market their stuff. And I guess JVZoo, you know, they'll it's a marketplace basically. And I don't know how they determine, like, because I get mail all the time, like from JVZoo that says, hey, so-and-so just released a thing. And I think it's because I'm an affiliate and I could be promoting other things. I don't do that. I just basically spend too much money with JVZoo because I'm very much a bright, shiny object person. Well, you mean does JVZoo do books? Like, I don't know. I'm always just ordering software from them. I see that they do other things, but I don't even know if it's even used. But the same with ClickBank. I mean, I do sell things through ClickBank too. And I could put that into the ClickBank marketplace. Although I would definitely have to create a new ClickBank account for that because all my law of attraction stuff is under one. I'm just thinking out loud right now. You guys don't need to hear my stream of consciousness process. But that is a great idea. I'm gonna look into that. That's yeah. Because I was trying to think. Well, how do I, when I share this voiceover thing, how am I going to market it? Because to send it out to my my law of attraction list. I could do it because it is all about me following a passion that has nothing to do. Because I'll tell you this, for years, especially early on, people would say, oh, sure, you're making money teaching people how to make money with the law of attraction. That always really bothered me because that's not what I was doing. You know, I'm making money selling a program, a course that I've spent hours and hours and days and weeks and months putting together, trying to make it easier for people to learn the law of attraction. That's what you're paying for. Oh, great. Lynn just said she's starting Snapchat now. Someone showed me why it's the bomb. Oh, boy. See, I've never done Snapchat. I don't know anything about it. But now Lynn sold on it, so I guess I'll be learning Snapchat soon. I know I've heard of people with like 300, 500,000 subscribers on Snapchat. Oh, well, I got lost again. Anyway, you're also a marketer? Awesome, artsy chick. Well, clearly you're telling people how to share their art on social media. Sell their art on social media. That's great. Well, hit me up, follow me on Twitter and DM me, and we'll have a conversation. But Dad, that's a fun idea. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I mean, because people have been saying, well, sure, it's easy, but that's not what I was doing. But I'll be honest with you, I do more revenue doing voiceover than I do law of attraction stuff. And voiceover is my real big passion, my natural, you know, I just happen to be known for doing law of attraction stuff. And I've been kind of putting the voiceover stuff in the background, but not so much recently. Because Lynn, again, was like saying, well, you may not want to tell people you're doing stuff on Fiverr because it'll hurt your brand. And I was like, I don't care. I've still never advertised that I do voiceovers on Fiverr, I don't think on Facebook. Maybe once I did it. But mostly it's just, you know, it comes through Fiverr and it's good. Yeah, voiceovers. That's like my main thing. That's why BobDoyleVoice.com. That's what I was talking about, this voiceover course, just telling people how to do that. Yeah, well, when I figure Snapchat out, maybe I'll do one. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Charla Ember. My dad was a broadcaster, and I have a version of his voice. And yeah, I'm big fan of multiple streams. It's absolutely imperative. You've got to do more than one thing. especially in these times. And hopefully there are things that you enjoy doing. So if you do a bunch of things that you enjoy, and each one brings in a little bit, then you have more. It's more, but you get to do all the things you love to do. So it's about not putting all your eggs in one basket or being attached to this being the thing that's going to make you all the money. Do everything you love to do. But I don't have time. We all have the same amount of time. And the internet, as RT Chick has pointed out, makes it easy. There really isn't any excuse. It's just about learning what to do. And there's no shortage of people out there who will tell you how to get started doing business online. And there's countless ways to do it. That's right. I'm Bob Doyle, not Bob Doyle's secret. Well, I know, but my Bob Doyle Twitter, I only started the Bob Doyle secret ID when Periscope came out, because I thought we all thought, we all had these ideas. Well, I should segment out and, sort of niche it with a secret. Obviously, in retrospect, I wish I hadn't done that, but now I've got the momentum in with Bob Doyle Secret, so I'm just hanging it out. I'm going to leave it there. Haven't done too much with @Bob Doyle. But anyway. All right. Whew. I've been talking and talking and talking, and I still have to go to the restroom because of all this coffee. But don't be spreading that around. All right, everyone. I'm really, really bad about saying... Sandal! I watched you too. I watched you. You were on my Twitter feed this morning. And longtime Periscoper. Good to have you here, Sandal, but I'm leaving. I know I've been saying that for 15 minutes. I am the... Oh, and she invited followers. Just as I'm leaving. I did. Yeah, I saw you. You're on my Twitter feed. Now that Periscope is showing up in Twitter feeds, that's like my favorite way to find Periscope people. And during the Summit Live, I would just do, I watched you. Yeah. I didn't watch the whole thing, just so you know. So don't quiz me, because I'll fail. But yeah, like yesterday, I just did a hashtag search for Summit Live, and everybody's streams who was there, it was all right there. I could do multiple camera angles of the same event just by choosing different people's Periscope stream. It was very cool. I just think that's a fun way to do it, because it was just getting lost, and I'd try and run the Periscope app, and it was like, there's just too much going on here. I can't, and it wasn't all Summit Live. Donna's Angel Care. Hi, Donna's Angel Care. Nice to have you here. May I learn a little bit? Oh, accident. M. Cookie. Let's view M. Cookie's profile before I leave. Mindy Cook. She has not provided a profile description as of yet. But I can just tell. If I know Mindy, which I don't, but if I know Mindy, she is going to go gangbusters on Periscope, and she's going to be a living example of what I was talking about on this very same Periscope. Am I right, Mindy? You have shown up to play. I can tell. With a name like M. Cookie. See, most likely. Was I right? Was I right? So she's going to jump around Periscope because I'm guessing she's kind of new. Or she's never scoped before. I'm guessing she's never scoped before, but maybe she's just kind of checking it out, seeing, well, could I do that? Could I do that? Or I could do this. I don't know. I'm guessing she came in here because Sandal invited her. I'll bet you she's a follower of Sandal. Maybe like Shelley Salyers is. Salyers, who we're going to learn about right now, despite what my bladder is telling me. Whimsical. I love that word. That's one of my favorite words. She's a photographer. She's a Pinterest addict, which would make sense since she's a photographer. Foodie, random adventures, creative inspiration, extreme coupon coaching. Whimsical by Shelley. Well, that's all very interesting. See, we attracted a nice group here. Never scoped, love to watch. I'm a Sandal follower. See, did I know? Did I know? You're more than welcome, Shelley. So it's really nice to have new people. So now I can't just leave, but I will. But I'm not going to repeat everything I said, because here are my notes. There, you can freeze frame it and go through. If you want to check out the replay, you can. This has gone on so much longer than I thought. I really thought maybe 20 minutes. I know it's been, I don't know, it feels like 40 something. I have no idea. What's Blab Scope? Well, Blab isn't a scope. Blab is another platform. So go to blab.im to learn about what Blab is, but specifically blab.great, blab.im/Bob Doyle Secret. And you can see some of the replays of things that I've done there. I do a lot of voiceover scopes there, which is where you'll actually see me do the voiceover process, walk through how I make how I get the jobs, how I do the editing, how I do the recording, everything. You see the whole process. And I do some coaching about how you can do it too on there. So there's several of those. Thank you, Sandal. There too. So if you watch my replays on there, and I'm trying to think if I think I've done like a couple of ukulele things on Blab. The ukulele really tends to lend itself more to Periscope because it's more of an intimate thing. But here's another thing I'm thinking about doing on Blab. I also like to compose music, but it's more ambient type, soundtrack, soundscapes type of thing. Great. Well, I know I should do it again. I should do it today. I was thinking about it actually. But what I thought would be great is what I like to do is just sit down at the keyboard and just go brr, link to your website on your profile. Well, don't I have boundlessliving.com? Isn't that in my profile? Should be. But it's all just stream of consciousness creative. It's not a performance. It is a creation. It's a in the moment. And Len Rose just went live. She's trying to compete with me. And she will. This Periscope Summit, every time she does a broadcast, she got 60, 70, 80 people now. I can't, I'm not competing with that. Where was I? No link. Really? I thought for sure it was in there. All right, well, I'll fix that. All this time I thought there was a link. What was I saying, guys? It was something kind of fun. Ukulele. Keyboard thing. Where, see, now I can, with Blab, what I can do is have two different screens. One's on me and one's on my fingers playing the keyboard, and you get the sound of the whole produced creation. And I'd be recording it locally too. So, but the thing is, I don't know how the sound comes across musically on Blab, if it comes across in stereo or monaural or whatever. But it would be just pretty trippy stuff, and really just stream of consciousness with some interaction. I don't know. I have no idea. Is there any interest in that? Just watching me play the keyboard? You can always leave. But you do music scopes too? What's your instrument? Hello, Miss Hooglin. Hey, where did I see you yesterday? Where did I see you? Eagle Sirs, were you at something? Wait a minute, I pushed the wrong one. Oh, it's gone. You were in my sphere yesterday. So anyway, so I might just do some of that. I think basically the point is that I just hammer, dulcimer, violin, piano, and voice. Where are you? Let's play. I wish we could collaborate on Blab. I wish if there was no delay, how great would it be to collaborate musically over Blab? That's okay. You're back now. That's great. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back. We all have things to do. I've been talking about what I have to do for about 30 minutes, and I still haven't done it because now I've got all these people joined. Redefining rich. Susie, wait a minute. Yeah, Susie McLaughlin. She's a teacher. She's a blogger. She's a motivational speaker. What's her biggest wish? Let me tell you what her biggest wish is. People living from a place of love and empowerment instead of fear and lack. Am I right, Susie? High five. Make an app for music collaboration. Yes, that would be great. That would be great. Oh, you are more than welcome. See, those benefits from popping onto a scope. An app for collaboration would be great. There's been all sorts of online musical collaboration things. There was something called Indaba Music several years ago that I actually did do some. You'd upload a track. Anyway, it was kind of cool. But anyway, yeah. So I think what I'd love to be able to say is that I'm just going to scope and blab whenever I want about whatever I want with no apology, and this whole concept that I'm going to risk confusing people and they're not going to know what I'm doing and don't like that it's a bad thing. I'm just going to have to give up on that. I just have to let that go. That if people really only expect me to do law of attraction scopes, and that somehow if I get on there and play music one day or play the ukulele one day or do awkward interviews with weirdos one day, that somehow my law of attraction stuff isn't credible anymore, well, then that's just, they're not my tribe. Am I right? Because what I'm really trying to do is say, this is all part of it, guys. Expressing yourself fully and creatively and doing what you got to do. Do what makes you happy, right? And I think that, if there is a negative reaction to it, it's probably because somebody's confronted with the fact that they're not doing something like that. That's the problem. There's probably not a problem with it, Rob. It's just that I've just been a lot of unsolicited consulting over the years. Jay, whatever your Janelle, Jamie, Janie, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Love music too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get investors to help build a platform. Yeah, I want to take that on. Somebody else take that on, will you? And then I'll buy the app. So yeah, and the thing about me like playing the keyboard is I'm afraid that I would be boring. I'm afraid that people would go, "Oh, this is too boring." But okay, so what? What's the next level of thought on that? Janie, I'm writing it down now. Janie, the search 333. All right, enjoy your day. Yeah, so yeah, I think I'm going to do it. And one of the things I like about Blab also is that I can send the sound through my whole system down the line, so I can add effects and do all sorts of things that I cannot do with my phone. I had a cord where I could actually do that, and it just stopped working. I did all these periscopes, ukulele periscopes, thinking that echo was coming through and you were hearing harmonies and stuff, and I listened back and you heard none of it because the cord's not working. I do love the keyboard, and I love the uke. I just like creating music. But it's like everything else. I want to do it unapologetically, and that's been the challenge for me. It's like, had a fear of performance because I thought, well, what if I make a mistake? People will judge me and think, oh, well, I'm not ever listening to him again. Like, that's the extreme. Like, if I played one bad note, my belief was that people would discount me as a musician completely and never listen to me again. Oh, and then tell everyone else in the world not to listen too. Seriously, some version of that was my truth for a really long time. And I think that, because there is still some perfectionist in me. It's 10% of what it used to be. But there's this part of me that wants to explain when I make a mistake. But like this keyboard thing is a complete exploration. I have no idea what's going to happen, and I may choose a sound that doesn't work well, or I may choose a bad note, and it just, and if I said, oh, sorry, every single time, that would be pathetic and wreck the experience. And what's a bad note for me may not be a bad note for you. And they aren't my peeps, right? And I have to think about myself. When I watch a musician and they hit a wrong note, I don't judge. What I judge is, are they in it? Are they communicating? Are they connected? Are they enjoying this? Are they in a state of passion? Is this about sharing who they are? And if that's it, you don't even notice the bad note. You may hear it, but it doesn't affect your judgment. If anything, it makes it more real, right? I mean, that's the truth of it. The lie is that people care and judge you. And if they judge you, then, like it's been said, well, they're not your people. You don't want to perform to a bunch of people who expect perfection all the time. I wouldn't want to. Holy crap, the pressure, right? I think I want to perform for people who say, well, yeah, it's Bob. He's not the best singer, but he sure enjoys doing it when he's playing the ukulele. And he may not have played that perfectly on the uke, but he sure is having fun. And he's communicating the same with keyboard and everything else. It's like and the other thing I'd love to do is, like, I love to doodle, like draw. And on the iPad Pro, especially with the pencil and a couple of these art apps, I could just sit there and get lost in doodling. And I thought, well, I could do that. I mean, people obviously love to watch periscopes of people create art, but the whole thing is like, yeah, but I'm not really an artist. I'm not good enough. I can get halfway through and realize it's going nowhere and just erase the whole thing. And it's like, right? So it's interesting. And again, watching the Periscope Summit made me look at some of the ways that I do hold back and do not share for some sort of unknown fear of the impact it would be. So yeah, and again with Blab, it's great. Like because I can share the actual iPad screen. You'll see exactly. It's not me shooting my camera at the iPad watching like I would have to do with Periscope. But with Blab, you could actually see me in one window talking to you, and then the iPad on another window being displayed, which I think is super cool. And that's one of the reasons I like Blab. So when I start the app series, which I've been threatening to do for a very long time, watch for that as well. So that'll be a ton of fun for me as well. Okay. Wow. This by far is the longest goodbye I've ever done. Do you have guests jump in as well? I will. Yes, 2 accounts, RT Chick. 2 accounts. 2 accounts, 2 computers. That's how I do it. I have been hesitant to bring on guests and stuff on my Blab so far. I did a blab yesterday with a voiceover, or the day before, and I did bring in somebody, and it was great. I love doing that. It's just, you just don't know. And because I was in talk radio, I'm so used to having like a dump button or whatever, but I just have to get over it. I can handle whoever walks into a room. Like, I don't have any problem with trolls. They don't affect me whatsoever in terms of emotionally or whatever. They can be a nuisance, but you just block, and that's the end of it. So again, there's an old program running in me about why I'm hesitating to do it, when the reality is, what the truth is I should just do it, and it doesn't matter. There's nothing that's going to happen bad. If a jerk gets on my blab, I just block him and they're gone, and it's no big deal, right? So I don't know what the deal is on that one, but I'm hoping to just start doing that more and more and more. So you hang up first. No, you hang up first. No, you hang up. No, you. No, you. No, you. I'm seriously now moving my finger towards the screen to pull it down. I now see the stop broadcast button. It's looking at me right in the face, and I'm going to click it now. Ooh, my neck actually cracked. I wonder if you heard that. You all have a wonderful, creative, inspiring day. And chances are, I'll be talking to you very soon.